Alright, so yesterday we had the GP and global data download for the new sub EZAs and just super EZAs in general coming this week. In fact, they actually dropped tonight a total of 10 Extreme Z Awakenings, which is pretty insane. There's going to be a lot to do. Probably go live just because, I mean, there is just a lot. Maybe I'll go live a little early, but we'll be there. We'll be farming up these EZAs and things like that. I'm very excited to try out a lot of these different characters, and if you want to see like my breakdowns for them and things like that, that is in the previous few videos I have uploaded, where we kind of talk about like their stats and how they're gonna look like in game. But of course, in-game usage could always vary depending on like support and things like that, so we'll see how good they actually are. And yeah, no, I'm very excited. But again, we're gonna be talking about a few things. Firstly, I said that really quickly. Firstly, the Legion of Shadow Dragons. I haven't covered their Extreme Z Awakening details. And secondly, we're going to be talking about stones because, guess what, guys? People are upset. Whoa! Right? The same old, same old. And just for like, just for, I guess, maybe it's education purposes, a thing of, hey, there is basically, how do I explain it? There is a way that Dokkan handles their stones I think people don't understand, so I at least want to get my point across from that, because I was talking about it this morning, and I feel like talking about it. It's my channel. I can talk about what I want, right? Not that I had to prove myself to you guys or anything, but first we're going to talk about the actual important details, the EZA, and all the upcoming missions, things like that. We have a couple of events, right? So I mean, let's hop right into it. So again, the Legion of Shadow Dragons, I haven't actually really like fully read their details. I skimmed over it yesterday, right before I was watching the Fantastic Four movie, which is pretty nice. But that's why I haven't really like fully digested what I think about this character. We also do have calculations from Halvard as well that we'll take a look at. So very exciting here. Okay, so of course, GG Boss's leader doesn't really matter. 150% is like, okay, right? So the 12 key super attack is a 50% attack raise for the turn, causes colossal damage, and then lowers attack and defense. Then the 18 key super is a 50% attack raise for the turn again, mega colossal damage, greatly lowers attack and defense, and then there's a 50% chance to stun the enemy. So, I mean, the stun right now, I mean, when Battle Hardened Formidable Foes was like up there as one of the more tougher events, I think the stun would have been very nice. But right now, I'm not really considering Battle Hardened Formidable Foes too much. I'm kind of like whatever on that, honestly, at this current moment. And because of that, there's not really a difficult fight that allows you to stun in any capacity. But lowering attack is still pretty good. I would say the Goku Black Zamasu fight is the one that stands out to me because, excuse me, even if you attack Zamasu first, being able to lower Goku Black's attack while she's building up really helps negate a lot of the potential damage you could take, so that's good. That's why this lowering attack could be super important there. So his passive skills, of course, resonant minus energy, and look at the difference, by the way, like for EZA and post EZ, there's a huge difference. So key 4 and 177% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then a GT Boss's support, so GT Boss's category allies get key 3 and 40% attack and defense, which is a pretty nice support buff. And again, that Shadow Dragons kind of GT Boss's Omega team, or even beyond that, you can put like a la Rose, AGR Rose, right? There's a lot of support going around on that team. So this guy definitely helps that out. Then per GT Bosses or Extreme Class Ally, I really do like that they added the Extreme Class Ally here. I don't recall if he didn't even have a restriction like that to begin with, but then making sure that extreme class ally is put in there is really nice. I do like that quite a bit, and it just depends on who has more members, but again, you're going to be running this guy on the Omega team, which is full extreme class anyways. So 30% attack and defense, and then 7% damage reduction. Keep in mind, this also doesn't say like doesn't include self in here, so that is 7 members on the team. That is 49% damage reduction, huh? Okay. And then, of course, an extra 210% start of turn attack and defense, which is really nice. We do like to see that. And if we also consider the fact that Omega both Omegas will provide 20% damage reduction to GT bosses characters, which Legion of Shadow Dragons is of course a GT bosses character. Like, this is their main thing. To me, yeah, okay, so that would be 69% damage reduction, huh? That's pretty good. That's just a really good amount of damage reduction. Obviously, again, there's a thing about damage reduction where it really is dependent on your defensive set. Like, this guy could have 69% reduction, but if he has like, I don't know, 700k, well, 700k defense would be pretty decent. Like, if he has like 400k defense, like, it's not really that great, you know? But we need to see, I really want to see, like, okay, where is he gonna be at in terms of his actual defensive stat? And then when all allies are extreme class or GT bosses characters, super effective against all types, and then he gets another 17% attack and defense support to all allies. So GT bosses characters would actually be getting 57% attack and defense support, which is pretty big, but even still, like 17% will still be useful for, again, LR Rose. I've seen people run like the Buhans. I've seen people use full power Frieza, actually, his Extreme Z Awakening. That's, you know, pretty interesting too. Okay, and when attacking, he'll get 77% attacking defense at 12 key, then another 77% at 18 key. So that should be what, 154% attacking defense when attacking. And when attacking with 24 key, he has a 77% chance to crit. Okay, so you definitely don't need to build this guy with any critical hit. Okay, then when they target enemies either attack or defensively debuffed, he gets key 7 and 77% attack. That's pretty good. Because again, I feel like Zamasu could actually also be defensively debuffed, so this guy could be really good in like helping you finish Zamasu off, get rid of the locking. Again, the Shadow Dragons team could actually, like, or I keep saying the Shadow Dragons team, but the Omega Shinran team could actually do a lot of damage if you use the domain early up. I feel like this guy will be fine against Goku Black's AoEs early on, which I think is kind of what the team really would like. Like, I feel like Nova struggles against AoEs early on, but if you're able to get like Omega support and damage reduction up a little early, Nova would probably be a little okay. Or like, you know, depending on where the AoE is placed, the AoE could be in slot 3 and the Nova is perfectly safe too. But the thing is, this guy will be really good in that Goku Black Zamasu fight, I feel like. Just looking at the numbers, obviously, like, Goku Black, like a built-up super from him will hurt this guy really badly. And he doesn't have any additionals here, so he's not able to place, like, a double debuff or anything outside of getting the Hidden Potential System super. But, you know, obviously not going to be a character that will necessarily tank supers. I haven't seen the exact numbers. But I do like what this guy's doing, honestly. He just seems very well-rounded for a support character. Again, this is a free-to-play LR, by the way. And then on the 7th turn from start of battle, he will give himself key 7 and then give a 30% attack and defense debuff to all enemies. I don't really see the attack debuff being useful, because in long events, like, longer events usually are not, like, able to be attack lower, defense lower, things like that, right? Not that defense lowers matter. Well, I guess some long events could be defense lowered, and it could matter for this ability, but like the attack lowering is 9 out of 10 times not a thing that you'll see at the end of a very long event. So this is yeah, this is pretty nice, honestly. Like, this could be, or how to explain it, not pretty nice. Like, the key 7 is pretty nice, is what I meant to say, because again, not that he needs that much key, but you can see doesn't get, like, he has 7 key here, but it still would be nice to get this 7 key, and then he would also again get this here. So that would just make basically he'd live at 24 key essentially. And the 7th turn restriction is not really the best. I wish they could change active restrictions, but they don't seem to want to, like, kind of update that, unfortunately. Now I would say again, imagine this was like 4th turn, that'd be huge, but unfortunately that's not really the case there. So now I want to take a look at what the defense calculations are, because that could be really interesting. And just in case, I also brought the Dokkan damage calculator, just because I use this to kind of see, like, hey, what kind of damage are we gonna take? So I'm assuming this is gonna be like we're gonna have double Omega support. Like that's gonna be a thing, I think, pretty often. So let's take a look here at the calculations by Halbert. Again, I appreciate you, man. So this is without any support, they're reaching 1 mil defense post 18 key. And again, there's also post 12 key. Because again, 18 key, they do actually get the 77% attack and defense here, which I mean, you could kind of quote unquote count that as a super attack effect. Not really, obviously. Well, okay, I shouldn't even say that in the first place because super attack effect is another phase from like when attacking in the passive, right? But I think they gave him those buffs like with the intention of that, I guess. But whatever. The full GT boss is extreme team. Actually, that's not even, yeah, that's not even considering his full passive. So 1.4 mil right there. And then with double Omega support, he's at 1.8 mil. So let's assume, again, he's at this defensive level, 1.7. So be 1879 and then 132. And then let's say it's a 6 mil super, right? Just to see. I don't know, like I can't roughly guess the numbers in my head. Again, like, okay, let's say, yeah, Super AGL, just as an example. 291k is what he's taking from that super. Let's shoot up to 7 mil. I feel like from a 7 mil super, he's dead. Actually, 653k. He would live like a 7 mil super. He would be very hurt, but he does technically live that. Anything beyond that though, he does die. Okay, but like if it was like the Goku Black, let's say he's hitting for this hard. I mean, obviously as an extreme class character, he takes less damage from extreme class than super class does too. This shoot up to 8 mil. He technically does live, you know. Goku Black can hit much harder than this, but I like what I'm seeing here, honestly. I do. I really do. And obviously, if it was type advantage, he would be taking like 100k. And Zamasu doesn't even hit that hard. Zamasu hits for like, what? I think Zamasu hits for 4.8. He's eating that for double digits. Free. Yeah, okay. I would say, okay, when it comes to this character, he can be good in the Goku Black Zamasu fight. I would think he'd be good there. Obviously, getting locked is not one as a character that needs to attack is not the best thing ever. Like, you're probably going to die in a lot of situations there. But I think his overall value could be useful. I also would say, you know, when it comes to the Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 fight, I could see him be used there. You just have to kind of move him around from the super. Now, it is technically scripted, so you know where the super is going to be most of the time. So that's not that big of a deal. And when it comes to the Omega fight, I think that'll be the fight where this guy could have issues because it's a physical boss that locks. So what does it start to turn defense with Omega though? Like 739k? Yeah, he probably won't be fine against the normals though. Yeah, I think so. Unless it's like a turn 1 and then there's no Omega, but he should be fine against the like AoE normals, both against Goku Black and the what's it called, the Goku Black or Goku, can't even speak, what the hell, both against Goku Black and the Omega Shenron like physical normals. So okay, I like this guy. I think they did a good job, so that's really nice. I saw a lot of people calling him bad. That seems okay. His floater's pretty good. Yeah, 59 to 69% reduction and support that we'll be giving is crazy. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be looking pretty good, honestly. April Fools was 3 months ago. Yeah, again, a lot of mixed replies. Sigh, no way. He's like, okay. I mean, this happened this entire week, so, you know, people are going to always jump the gun, right? Sorry to take a pause there, but we are back. So, I guess, well, for you guys, I'm like, always back, but like, yeah, whatever. Oh, like, whatever. So we have the missions that are upcoming. So let's take a look here. Extreme Z weaken multiple characters, blah blah blah. And yeah, again, you just want to perform all these steps to Extreme Z weaken the characters. You get help Zenny back, really cool. Clear the specific Extreme Z battle at level 30 or higher. You get medals for Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Vegeta. Get extra medals for Omega. Okay, so these are giving you the medals for the sub EZAs. And I did see a post where it was stated that you need to do 6 runs in total at level 30 or higher, because they give you a lot less of the rainbow medals or something like that. So you need to make sure you do at least 6 runs on level 30, and then you'll be able to get all the medals you need. Same thing with the Omega, I guess, one, because you have, yeah, there's less medals given here in the missions, but still. Okay, looks pretty good to me. For sure, yeah, because Omega, they don't give you enough of the rainbow medals at all. They literally don't give you any, so seems pretty easy. Just to get the sub EZA medals, you're able to just farm it a lot quicker than just, you know, pre-farming it, right? So this is a special day missions for a Dokkan right here. You get 10 stones in total. You'll get some extra global Dokkan campaign coins, which is nice, right? I mean, it's probably all the way down here or something. It's somewhere. But, you know, the global Dokkan campaign coins to give you some pretty cool things. Elder Kais, what's it called? Like potential orbs, stuff like that. So there's going to be new stage for the perfect cooperation at team battle events. There's some equipments here. New wallpaper as well. So actually, again, we could literally go all the way down for this one. Yeah, new Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta versus Omega wallpaper is pretty awesome, dude. Look at this. We love to see it. This is great wallpaper. Yeah, this is gonna be the home. This is gonna be my home screen. All right. And from what I've seen a little bit about the stages. I'm not gonna really spoil it in case people want to stay, you know, kind of, I guess, empty to where, or like not empty, but like not going without, like, with knowing what exactly it's gonna be. But I did see the stages, and I didn't really look at the effects much, but these might be interesting fights potentially. We'll see what happens. So this is the Super EZA missions for both these Super EZA characters. In fact, let me take a look here. What are the, like, missions for these two? Like so it's STR Omega, and then the Year 2 Super Saiyan 4 is Destined Rival Saga 3. I mean, yeah, actually, it's kind of crazy. The 120% leads have EZ8, so we could, like, start getting, like, I mean, in Super Gogeta, Angel Super 17, of course, like, if they are going in, like, that order. They could also be going order of original release date, though. Which, in that case, again, they get, like, imagine, like, physical cooler Super EZA could be upcoming. That could be really cool. Where's the extra stage here? Okay. Well, what are the... Well, actually, I could have just taken a look at the missions here, actually, funny enough. So what do we want to run? So we want to run Goku family characters? Okay. And then this one we want to run Majin Buu Saga. That's interesting. Majin Buu Saga? I guess, whatever, it's fine. Whatever. Okay. So there's that. But let me know what you guys are thinking. I mean, about, like, all the data download stuff. I was going to talk about this a little bit, but I kind of don't care, honestly, at this point. I mean, again, people were complaining about, like, oh, there's no 30-stage EZA, there's Super EZAs. And at first I was like, well, yeah, that sucks, right? You know, not having a 30-stage EZA, but I remembered Dokkan pre-plans everything, man. Like, you guys have to remember, Dokkan does plan these things months ahead. Like, they know what they're doing. They know what stones. They decided on a stone count and what content's coming out, and then they spread that out through the celebration. And, you know, that's why they do maybe some of these SNS campaigns, or they do something like this. 42 stones every week the past few weeks during the celebration is a lot of stones. And I think people are just, like, forgetting. Like, you're getting 42 stones every week. This is a huge chunk. And, you know, if you're feeling like, oh, you know, these events are really giving a lot of stones, or like, where's the 30-stage EZA? Like, the stones that would be there are in here. Otherwise, like, they wouldn't give us this and then an extra 30 stones because they planned for all these stones to be given out. So if anything, if this was an Extreme Z battle, we would probably get, like, less stones from here. Like, imagine this would be like 30 stones or something, right? So that's kind of how it is. And I'm excited because I don't have to sit there as long. Because, again, imagine a 30-stage EZA and 2 Super EZAs. Man, that would be 2 hours of just farming for the characters alone before you could even use them, right? And again, here's another thing where I mean, they had this ready on July 18th, man. Like, they pre-planned these things far in advance. Gogeta was obviously an exception, but I mean, like, come on, they know what's gonna happen. They know what stones they're gonna give. Like, they planned these things. That's all I wanted to say. But probably a shorter video than usual. I think this is like maybe closing in on like 18ish minutes. Usually, I've been having videos that last for 30 minutes. So yeah, there's a lot to record tonight though, so maybe I should save my voice. I'll probably have another, I should have another video coming out today. This actually, there's like this quiz thing I saw on the timeline I thought would be really interesting and fun to try out. But I appreciate y'all for watching, and of course I'll catch you guys in the next upload. Peace out.